So you thought Animal Crossing was my favorite game, eh?
Wrong!
So you thought that I said it was perfect, when in reality, I said that it seemed almost perfect, which once again renders you to be
Wrong!
But most of all, you never expected me to make a hate video against the very game I call crunchy piece of chicken.
Well, I am here, and I shall rain fire upon this game!
Not really. I just have a few nitpicks here and there. Some bigger than others, but you'll see. Alrighty, so as I said, Animal Crossing's New Horizon is a great game, and it truly does deserve the spotlight that it's getting right now. But I can't ignore the fact that after playing it for a little while, I started to notice quite an amount of issues. And I just felt like it's my duty as a totally pro gamer to address them. That being said, my name? Captain Kaiser. And welcome to the mistakes and weird game decisions of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Righty, so after doing a little research, I found that my main problem for the game isn't the biggest problem that players are facing right now, which is the aspect of sharing one island with several family members. I haven't gotten any experience with this since I only play alone and, well, have no friends. Anyway, I can certainly recognize that this is a major problem for families, but I digress. For my problem not only affects families, but all players in general, and that problem is the 24-hour system. Now, if you don't know what the 24-hour system is, it basically means that Animal Crossing runs in real time, meaning that it matches with the time and date of your location. I don't know about you, but when I hear that a game implements something like this, I grow very speculative. As for my actual experience with this, I went into this game knowing absolutely nothing, so this part really got me by surprise. You should have seen my reaction. I kept playing and playing, and the frickin' time of day wouldn't change. I remember thinking it had to be some kind of bug or something, but after realizing that the time on my phone and the time in the game was the same, I fell into an oblivion of unfathomability. Which probably isn't a word, but you get what I'm saying. I remember from my City Folk days that to catch really rare insects and fishes, you had to log in at a very specific time of day, usually very early in the morning. Like, I'm talking 3 a.m. shit. So it just mind boggles me what the developers of Animal Crossings were thinking. Are they really expecting me to get up at 1 a.m. just to catch a freaking tarantula?
Kaiser? What are you doing? How long have you been playing? It's been 3 days. You have to stop playing.
I have to catch a tarantula.
No. You have to stop playing right now.
But I have to catch a tarantula! I think not, mate. And this goes for holidays as well. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when it's Christmas, my parents expect me to actually interact with society and not be grinding my ass off for a fish. But this just brings me to my next point. After playing for about 2 weeks, I noticed another horrible aspect that comes from the 24-hour system. As I played on and catched all kinds of bugs and fishes, I found that after a while, I would only get the same kinds of animals that I had caught. And I still had 2 more weeks before the next change of season and new animals to catch. So players basically only need to play on the first day of the month, as anything that comes after that would be the same. And this brought me to another unfathomable phenomenon. Nintendo wants us to play the game, but not really? Again, this might just be me, but I feel like this is very counterintuitive, and I fear that other players will notice this and stop playing as much just like I did. I also like to think from the perspective of adults that play the game. I mean, they come home from a hard day's work and have a couple hours to waste. Say that they only have 2 hours to play and the time usually falls from 7 to 9. So they pop in the good old Animal Crossing and end up playing at the same time of day? That means that every freaking time they log in, it'll be 7 in Animal Crossing, so they won't be able to catch any animals or experience any events out of those hours. They can't do shit! All this wouldn't be that big of a problem if they had the option to change the time in the actual game, just like all the Animal Crossing, to my knowledge, had before. I know that it's possible to change the time, but you have to change it on the actual console and reset Animal Crossing every time. And this just seems tedious and unnecessary. Yet another gripe that comes from this is that it doesn't make sense when you get stung by a tarantula. Contrary to the other games, in this one when you get stung, you go home and wake up immediately, which is ridiculous. In the other games, if I remember correctly, you slept for several days, as in, you were punished for dumbassing around a creature that was clearly out of your skill level. I think that overall, this decision ends up hurting the game more than it helps it, and I feel that this aspect of the game is a little counterintuitive. It makes the gaming experience feel a bit limited and at times makes the game seem boring and not worth your while, especially in the beginning stages of the game, as you literally have to wait days for a building to be completed and continue to the next stages. And this problem is so consequential that it even hurts other aspects of the game. For example, the music, which, coinkydinkley, is my next point. Righty, so before going on, to take a short break from the hate train, I'm going to show you guys what the original thumbnail was going to look like. Check this shit out! Oh my god! That's fucking me! Oh my god. As you clearly noticed, I didn't go for this one as I thought I'd spare mankind from this cursed atrocity. Anyway, world, you're welcome! I can't express just how important the music from these games is to me. They have music that I not only love while I play the game, but literally listen to on a daily basis. And I think it's safe to say that Animal Crossing City Folk soundtrack is one of my favorite video game soundtracks of all time. I mean, just listen to the theme, man. So beautiful. I'm sorry, I can't do this, I can't. Again, this just might be me, but I feel like overall, the Animal Crossing soundtrack reached its peak with City Folk and gradually declined with the next installment. This doesn't say much considering that all the soundtracks are great. I just feel that overall, New Horizons falls a bit short from all the other soundtracks. This primarily coming from that at times, a lot of times, it can feel a bit repetitive, and I find that's because of two critical aspects of the game. First off, why so many synths? I get that it's good for a game to follow musical motifs like Minecraft and piano, or Skyrim and chorus. But in general, I think that New Horizons synth motifs are taken a bit too far, as they appear in almost every song in the soundtrack.
Just listen to this shit.
This is a problem that I also face with New Leaf's music, as it can also be a bit repetitive. This is one of the reasons why I love City Folk's music so much. While it does have its motifs here and there, it feels as if every song tells a different story. And if you're wondering why the music in this video is so majestic, well, City Folk, excuse me. For the next point, I guess Nintendo really wanted to make sure you get a sense of what their soundtrack sounds like, because if you didn't like it once, you get to hear it about 20 more times. I ain't even kidding, bruh. Let's do the math. On average, each hourly song in New Horizons lasts between 1 minute 30 and 2 minutes 30. So let's say that on average, each song is 2 minutes. Now this isn't a problem per se. However, because of the grand 24-hour system, Nintendo makes sure you listen to the song not once or twice, but 30 friggin' times. Each song is played for an hour, and if each song lasts 2 minutes and an hour is 60, well, whoop-de-friggin'-do, man. Good luck with that shit. This is rather minimal. However, it did bug me in the beginning, and I still can't understand why they did it. As I mentioned, Animal Crossing's music is very important to me, so naturally, when I first started the game, I was anxious to hear the next legendary soundtrack that would end up on my phone. But I was betrayed. Because apart from the theme, you are greeted with a gentle guitar put on loop. It was nice at first, but I wonder where the hell the other songs went. I put on Google like, why is my Animal Crossing music not work? After searching, I found that apparently, the good music began after you reached a certain phase of the game. A phase which I had no idea when I would reach, cause Google didn't say nothing. So I played, and a day went by, then 2, then a week, and nothing. It wasn't after about a week and a half of playing that I stopped to open my inventory, and all of a sudden, my heart sank. Time froze. I was hearing something different. It didn't sound like the same guitar I had been listening to for a week. It was new. I quickly increased the volume, and the Lord be holy, there it was. The music I had been waiting for. And this just brings me to my next point. I didn't even notice when the music started. I thought there would be an event or something to indicate that I had barely started and that the real thing was about to begin. But psych! Nothing happened. And it makes me wonder, why hold off on something so important and not give it a light show or something? I mean, could you imagine having no music in Minecraft and getting it after you played for a week? What? And finally, this is just a minor nitpick, but for some reason, they decided to make the villager a bit taller, primarily with the legs. This decision, I just don't get, as he looks like a teenager or an early adult, and I feel that it sort of detaches the player from actually feeling like a kid again. Even further, this becomes a bigger problem when you already establish what a character looks like and is even put into other games. In this case, Super Smash Bros., where the villager's there, but he tiny. So why go back on this? People know what the villager looks like, and now you're like, nope, denied, biatch. Once again, alluding to Minecraft because I'm a totally cool Minecrafter. Could you just imagine if there was a Minecraft 2 and they decided to make Steve's shirt purple or red? I don't know about you guys, but I sure as hell would start a fucking riot. Fucking hell. Alas, the hate train ends, and my journey exploring Animal Crossing's New Horizons comes to an end. I just want to emphasize that I don't hate this game, but I do in fact like it. But all of these problems are a little difficult to ignore, and I feel that if they would be tweaked or something, New Horizons would be a lot better. With all this being said, I would give Animal Crossing's New Horizons a 7.5 out of 10. However, because of future updates, I'm gonna have to give it an 8 out of 10. But that's just me. And now, I leave it up to you. Make sure to leave a comment with your thoughts on the game, or even a like if you agree with me. If you haven't seen my previous video, be sure to drop by. Also, a big old thanks to my friend Julio who kept me pushing to make this video and actually helped me film most of the cringe. Anyway, I didn't get to say this in the last video, so I'll just say it here. This is, for the first time, Captain Kaisar signing out.